Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Do you ever want to build your own archery stuff? Make your own arrows? Well, today we're going to show you how. So stay tuned. We're going to go through the process of building arrows with my son Casey. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to cover some archery products. Casey got a dozen new arrows for Christmas, and we're going to fletch them up. And hopefully you guys out there and gals want to know how to fletch arrows. But I've got everything we're going to need right here on the table, and we'll go over some of it.
I picked the red and black because they matched the arrows, and I thought the teal would look cool on some of the arrows too. So
which ones are we going to go with, bud?
Probably the red and black.
The red and black? All right. Red and black it is. We'll get those out of the picture. We're going to go ahead and use the bushings that came with Casey's arrows. We're going to hot melt these in. We're going to use blazer vanes. I think there's probably some higher quality vanes out there, but for what we're doing right now, we're going to go ahead and use blazer vanes. These vanes are a little smaller than your average vane, and the reason I like these vanes is because it gives you less wind issues. They're small, as you can see, right? I think they're 1 3/4 inches is what they are. Not certain about that, but anyways, I use these for hunting as well. But for Casey and what he's going to learn how to do here today, these will work perfect. These will stabilize a broadhead if he chooses to hunt deer with them. If he wants to shoot targets outside, the wind will have less effect on him. But anyways, these are a good vane, and I have plenty of them. So you guys probably noticed on this arrow that they're all the same color, yellow. And the reason I put the same colored vanes on my target arrows, or my hunting arrows for that matter, is you'll see that my hunting arrows are all one color as well. And the reason I do that is because as you shoot these arrows and you group tune your bow, you'll find that one arrow maybe doesn't group with the rest of them. And the reason I use one vane, or the same colored vanes, is I can rotate this nock one position to find if that arrow will tune with the rest. And a lot of times you just turn this nock, right, and you'll bring your group or this arrow back into the group. Well, I don't think a lot of people know that. Another way to do this would be to glue in your inserts and then float it in water. And if you floated it in water, that spine of the arrow will float up where you want to glue your cock vane on. But if you use one color, you can do the same thing, right? You can just rotate your nock one position on the arrow, like that, and then shoot it again and see if it groups. And if it doesn't group, rotate it one more spot. So you just keep rotating it until you find where this arrow will group with the rest of them. But anyways, yeah, that's that. We're going to be using Bensenberger jigs. These are pretty expensive jigs. You don't have to run down to the store and buy one of these things. They make several different jigs that will work. These jigs I think are about $100 a piece. So they're pretty expensive. I had 4 of them. I can do a dozen arrows in about an hour. So anyways, what we're going to do is get started on the cleaning. And we're going to have Casey do this. And we're going to go ahead and get rid of that because we don't need that. We'll use paper towels, and what we'll do is we'll get some acetone on the paper towel and we'll clean the shaft of the arrow, bud. So when you do this, when you want your vanes to stick really well, it's all about preparation, right? Everywhere you touch this arrow with your fingers, it leaves oil. And that will create not a good bonding surface. So you want to clean the vanes, the shaft, and the way you load these things in here is they just go in the end, right? Just like that. You can see how that's down in there, bud? So your knot goes on that, right? And then this jig turns. So I like to start with all my jigs in this position. See how it's got a flat spot on it? Just for purposes of what I'm doing, I'm just putting a black mark on there for Casey. And that's just a reference point, all right? So when he goes to put his vane in, they're all gonna match. because there's several lines on this jig that you could mount, and we just want to have them all the same, okay? Some of them are getting a little wore out because it's been a while since I marked them. So we'll mark them again. All right, there's that. So now we're going to use acetone, like I said, and we're going to clean the shafts of the arrow. So what you want to do, bud, is I just like to take my paper towel and I like to fold it here, right, and like that. So my paper towel is just like this, okay? And then I take the towel over the end and I just give it a little splash, okay? So now I've got acetone on my towel. And you can see where you're gonna need to clean your arrows, right? So we're just gonna take the arrow and we're just gonna take it and we're gonna just gently wipe any oils from the arrow. Okay, this will create a bonding surface that we won't have to worry about our veins coming off. And you can see that this black stuff coming off the arrow, that's from packaging, guys. When they run the arrows through the through the arrow manufacturer, they have dust on them. Okay, put my fletchings out so I can just go, right? And by the time that Casey does his first one and he gets to his end one, he's gonna go back and be ready to do his next vein. This Max Bond glue is actually really good glue. It dries quick, so you can do arrows fairly rapidly, and it does help to have 4 veins or 4 Benson burgers like I do. These things are top of the line. So now go ahead and load in your red one, bud. I'll change this one out. So what I like to do, guys, is I like to load all my veins. And you can see how I've used that black mark to use the bottom edge where I know that my veins are all going to be the same now.
That.
Yep. I like to put it in like this, bud. See how I get it started right here? That one's got glue on it, you heard it. So right here. And then I like to push it in. See how that matches up nice now? Yep, perfect. So now we have 3 of them. And then I like to take this one, I like to put it right like that again, get them all ready, right? Make sure they're nice and flat, okay? Now, this primer pin works really good for cleaning your fletchings. So once you got it loaded in there, you know how we're pushing, leaving oil on this thing. So we want to take and we want to clean this real simple with this pin.
I thought that was like a glue pen or something.
No, this is this is AAE Max Weld Primer Pen, right? So this is just another priming solution or a way to make sure that you get good adhesion when you go to put the glue on. All right, so there's one. Go ahead and do the rest. Now he's got all 4 of these fletchings ready to go. He's cleaned the shafts. Now we're going to put glue on. And this is where you got to be very sparing, right? So I like to put my hand down on something solid. I like to pull my elbows into my sides. That way I can see as I lay the glue into the vein. It doesn't take a lot. All right? Can you see me laying the glue in there? Mm-hmm. So there's very little glue on there, guys, right? I mean, it's just enough to bond, right? So I like to come down here, touch the back, right? Those are magnets, right? So now you're going to push this into the arrow, just like that. Count to like 3, hold it, move to your next one. All right, so we're going to do the next one. You can see how much glue I'm putting on there, right? Mm-hmm. Just enough to cover the vein. Just like that. Like I said, we're going to go to the back, touch it, slide it in. This one off. Should be done, bud. So there you go. Your first fletched arrow. And guys, this takes a little practice. This is Casey's first time, so. Looks good. Let me see. So, one thing that I like to do is right here, I like to put a little glue right on the end of these, and that just helps hold your veins on. As you can see, you did a pretty good job. Nice and straight. Not bad for your first time, bud. So now what I want you to do is you clean them up, right? I want you to take the glue. I want you just to put a little dab right there. Just like that. See that? Mm-hmm. And that will help hold your vein on. So if you have a pass through in a target, or you shoot up to your veins a lot, I just put a little dab of glue right there on the ends of them, and that just helps hold them, right? So if you get a pass through on your arrows, then just take it and set it off to the side, move your towels there. Okay guys, so what we've done, we've glued up Casey's arrows. As you can see, we got them all done. Now what we need to do is we need to find how long his arrows need to be. So what I've done is I've had Casey get his bow with his release, and he's gonna draw it back without shooting. I'm gonna mark it with a blue pen so I can cut him off. So go ahead, bud. I'm going to put a mark right out here on the front of the riser. Right there. Okay, go ahead and let it down. So now I've got a mark right here. Okay, bud, thanks. Yep. So what all I'm doing right here is I'm just setting the length that I want to cut it, right? Okay. So I put that blue mark on there, right? This doesn't need to be exact. There we go. Just like that, cut the length. Right here, if you guys want to make pins, these make great pins. You can pull a ballpoint pin apart, put it in there, glue fletchings on it, and you got pins. All right, guys, this is pretty crucial too. You want to make sure that you get that good and wet, and then you're going to take this Q-tip. You only got to go right to the first inch or so, but get it nice and clean. You can see how dirty that comes out of there. That's definitely going to affect the glue. When we go to glue these inserts in. All I do here, guys, is I use hot glue. This is just Gorilla Glue that you guys get at Walmart. But it's kind of elastic. It's not real hard. It'll take some shock. And I know there's going to be guys out there that question what I'm doing right now. This works. This is how I put in all my inserts for all my arrows. I use a propane torch. Turn the flame down real low. And then all I do is I get my inserts, right? A little bit of heat there, a little bit of heat here. I put glue around the outside of it, just like this. Just like that, okay? And then I take one of the arrows, warm this glue back up again, put it in there. Just like that. And you can see that it's got glue around it, right? Just let that cool down a minute, second, take your finger, and it wipes right off. See that? Now we've got a glued in insert. This arrow is ready for shooting. There's Casey's first arrow. Anyways, guys, there's 12 arrows done, complete. Casey put them all together. I did glue the tips in for him with hot melt and propane torch. But anyways, these should last you a while, huh, bud? And again, guys, these are Hunter Gold Tip 500s. Casey got these for Christmas. Anyways, he's ready to shoot. Thanks for watching. If you guys got any questions, leave them in the comments down below. Whether it be good or bad, make sure you give us a like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys. See you on the next video.